Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I hope you guys are having a wonderful and amazing Father's Day. I wanted to come on here and share a little story time with you guys about the time that God literally revealed to me in a dream that my son's father was having another baby. Let's get into it, shall we? So, me and my son's father, we separated when my son was 2, and that was back in 2019. So for like a year or 2 years after we separated, we tried to co-parent. Like I would drop my son off with his dad for the weekend, or he would stay with his dad for a couple of days. If I needed to go to work, his dad would watch him. So this particular time, he had came back from his father's house, and we were living with my sister in Tampa at the time. So I kept having weird dreams, and God has always done that to me. Like He will reveal things to me in a dream. Like I would literally, you know how you get deja vu, kind of like that. I would see something in a dream and then it would happen. I would have visions of loved ones passing before they passed away. Like they would come and talk to me before they passed away. And I know people think that's crazy, but it literally does happen. So this particular time, I kept having this same reoccurring dream. I had a dream that I was buying a new house, and my siblings and my mom, we were all checking the house out. The house was beautiful. When you came in, it was nothing but all glass windows, like you could literally see through the house. And you would come up the stairs. It was kind of like the stairs was like a two-part stairway, and it was slanted. The house was bad. It was nice. And I see my son's father comes to the door to drop off my son. Now my son is in a car seat, and the car seat is completely filthy, and he's completely filthy. But he has another baby car seat that he's holding of this little beautiful light skinned baby that looked just like my son, just a lighter version of him. So when he comes to drop my son off, he's holding the other baby's car seat, and I'm like, "Whose baby is that?" He's like, "Yeah, this is my other child." So in the dream, I'm like, "You have another child?" I'm like, "And then why is my son so dirty?" So he was like, "Oh, you know how your son is. You know how he likes to eat everything and make a mess." And he's like, "Yeah, I just had another child, like me and my wife." So he points to his wife. His wife is outside the house. Now, mind you, we got a little driveway. Now, there's other houses in the neighborhood. This is like a little community. His wife has two other children in a wagon, and there are two other little light skinned kids, and she's light skinned as well, and she's walking the. And then I'm gonna tell you why that makes a difference. She's literally with the children in the wagon, and she's walking and pacing back and forth. Now, at the time, I didn't even know my baby father was in anything with anybody. I didn't know he was with someone. We weren't talking about getting back together or working it out, so it didn't really matter. That wasn't a big thing. And I kept asking God, why is he trying to reveal this to me? But it was like every single night I would have this dream for like a month or so. And then it would switch up. It would be like after that month was over, it was another dream where we had I came and picked my baby father up in my car, and my son was in the back, and he had the same little light skinned baby that I saw in the previous dream with him. So I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, this is my son," and his mom is gonna meet us with the other kids at the daycare center because we were looking for daycare centers for the kids. I didn't know. I'm thinking we're just looking for Jeremiah. Whole time we're looking for all the children. So and that dream kept happening for like a week straight. So when my baby father had called, he called to talk to our son, but he called to ask me a few questions. I kept asking him, "Do you have a baby on the way?" And he would say, "No, no, I don't have a baby on the way. Why are you thinking like that?" I'm like, "Listen, I just seen this light skinned woman with two other light skinned children and another little light skinned baby that you were holding." And I was like, "You told me that it was your child. Are you sure you don't have a baby on the way?" He's like, "No, I don't have a baby. I'm not dealing with nobody. I don't have no baby on the way." Now, I don't know why he felt the need to lie to me, because I'm not nobody for you to lie to. Like, we weren't getting back together. It wasn't like I was pressuring him to not deal with anyone. Like, as long as he wasn't bothering me, I was cool. I was straight. As long as he was doing what he needed to do as a father, I didn't have any problems with that. But the trick came when my son heard the conversation, and he's like, "No, daddy, Like, he didn't hear the full conversation, but I was like, you're not, I was like, you sure you're not, you don't have no, you don't have any other children? And my son heard the conversation one time when we were talking, and he's like, no, Daddy, you have two other kids. And I'm like, two other kids? And he's like, no, no. He don't know what he's talking about. And he was like, yeah, Daddy, we stayed at the lady's house. A lady's house? And I mean, I was only taken aback because it was never brought to my attention. I didn't know what he was talking about. So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't pay it no mind. So fast forward, a couple more weeks go by. This man is continually denying it. So my son goes over with him for about a week or so, and because my grandmother had passed away, so I wanted to give his dad some time to see him before we went out of state to go to her funeral, because he hadn't seen his dad in a while. So I'm calling because I couldn't, get in touch with my son. I'm freaking out because I'm like, where's my baby? I like the first or second day he went over there, I just didn't hear from him for like 2 or 3 days. So I'm freaking out. I'm like texting his dad. His dad's not responding. I had to call his dad's sister for her to get in touch with him, for him to call me. Well, he calls me. Jeremiah FaceTimes me, and there's the same light skinned lady in the background that I seen in my dream with a belly. Okay? Then I see two little light skinned kids walk past the camera. And I was like, oh yeah, he playing. This man is playing. So Jeremiah, of course, Jeremiah at the time, he's just shoving the phone in everybody's face. Shoves the phone in the lady's face, and she's like, hi. I'm like, hi. And he's like, Mommy, look at this kid. This is my new stepbrother. This is my new. And that's why he wasn't answering, because he was over there and he just didn't want me to know, which was stupid, because I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. As long as my son being taken care of, I don't care. So when he returned, my son came back when I went to go pick him up. I was like, oh, so you do got a baby? He was like, yeah, I got a baby on the way, but I didn't want to let nobody else know. I'm just like, you didn't have to lie. You didn't have to lie. I already seen the little boy. I knew exactly what the little boy looked like. I was like, he looks just like my son when my son was a baby, just a lighter version of him. When they had their son and he showed me the pictures, baby looked just like my son. So let me tell you something. My gifts that God has given me to be able to see things that, or just have dreams about them and they come to fruition, that gift I cherish so heavily, because God has not failed me. Anytime I ask God something, anytime I be like, I need something, or anytime I'm going through something and I cry and I'm just letting it out and I'm giving it to God, God shows me who he is every time in my life. That's why I don't be afraid of people. And when people do mean and nasty things to me, or treat me funny, or act weird with me, or want to see the worst from me, and want to sabotage me, embarrass me, humiliate me, when people do things like that, that doesn't discourage me at all. All that does is make me realize why I need to strengthen my connection with God. Honestly. So, when you know something, though. When God gives you something, you better listen. And when God show you something, you better watch. But that was my story time for today. Bye, guys. I might come back with another story time, though, in a little bit, because I got another good one. But y'all have a good afternoon. Happy Sunday.